It's a fact. Old tools feel better to use than modern tools. Alright, it's not a fact, but it's how I feel. I get a lot of questions from you guys asking me where is the best place to pick them up from without spending an arm and a leg on it. And that's what this video is all about. I'm not talking the Makita tools, the modern tools, I'm just talking anything vintage or second-hand if you like. When I first took up woodworking, I was working with some DIY tools. Very simple stuff and not very good quality. And I quickly learned that I couldn't afford to buy everything brand new. But I wanted to kit the shed out so that there was never that moment that you needed a tool for a task and you didn't have it. And eventually I found a really, really good way of stocking up all of it. You can go to a second-hand shop, a vintage shop, a garage sale, a clearance of a house, and you will pick up some of these tools. It's a lottery. But if you go to an auctioneer's, and if you've got a good eye for it, or like me, you're a little bit lucky with it, you can pick up some real bargains. Some really nice hand plane. You get beautiful chisels, you get an array of your rasps and files, but on top of that, I've found all sorts of interesting and really high quality items, and I haven't blown the budget just yet, until today. On this video, I may have spent a little bit over what I normally do. I went on the auction website and I spent about £200 on 2 lots. And I'm going to open them with you today. I haven't seen them yet. The first one said it's got 3 hand planes, one of which is a number 7 Stanley. The other one just said 3 boxes of tools. That could be anything. I'm going to pick up the tools, load them up into the car without looking as best as I can, and then I'm going to bring them into this tiny shed and box by box show you what we've got. I will whiz through the stuff that I don't think is of interest to you and just show you what I hope there's going to be some highlights. Hopefully. And then we'll see at the very end how much, or if we've lost a lot of money, or if we've got some gems. If you see something that I haven't got a clue what it is, which happens a lot, let me know. Let me know what it is before I throw it away. Box number 1. Let's dive in. A box. A shoe shine kit in a trashed box. Lock on. Oh. Empty. Okay, there was no mention of this. Let's have a look at the iron. Oh, that is covered in grease. Hang on. Right, I don't know why anybody would want 3 scythes, are they? This is cheap. That is so rusty. I don't have a pillar drill. Potato peeler. Now I'm beginning to think this person was not a woodworker. I'm going to keep that. I don't know why. Oh dear. These are going to be the biggest part of my early disappointment. That has been welded where it's been dropped. What do? Juggle them? This one also has been welded, and there's about 3 sharpenings left on that iron. I like that. Pretty sure that's a cobbler's foot of some sort. Oh. This isn't great. What we've got here is the second box in the expensive lot. And now I've got jars that hoarders keep all sorts of crap in. Let's dig in. I'm going to whiz through these. Ah, brass pins. No, valve kit. Brass pins, okay, I can keep those. How is this a woodworker's box? Mazda valve, nuts and bolts and washers. I'm actually keeping those. Random bolts. I'm feeling like this, so far, is not a good find. Nails, yeah, I'll take those. We kept 3 boxes of bolts, 2 boxes of nuts, 2 lots of pin nails and some washers. It's not looking great. The very last items that came with this lot. An old can, a vintage spirit level. That's the first thing to get my positivity levels up. Then there is this. That is going to take off 1, maybe 2 of my fingers if I try using it. At least. This is what I was looking for, and this is what drew me to this entire lot. Okay, so First lot done. This, for better or worse, is everything of any value that I have taken out of that lot. Take a look. We've got a couple of planes, we've got a saw, we've got some random hardware and a vise. It's not a lot. I'm hoping that it's not the end of the good finds. I have a big plan in the future that I would love to put together some starter kits out of vintage tools for woodworkers that maybe can't afford to get the brand new stuff. But before then I need to find the tools, and we've got another box to look through. Well, four more boxes. Let's get the second lot in here and just tear through it. This is the first and second box. Just looking at it, it is all so much cleaner, so much more neatly arranged. I have not opened this, and so for that reason I'm going to give it a chance. This I'm going to open last. You can tell a man or woman by how they keep their chisels, and that looks like that has been chewed. But I'm going to keep it. What are these? Yep, I need this. Whatever that is, I need it. That is a drill sharpener. That's a plain iron? Oh, I like that. Oh, a slide out rule. A metal box of chassis cutters. No, these can never leave this again. And a plane blade. That's a hole enlarger, isn't it? That was the slightly better box. I've got my value out of it, and that is what I came for. And I don't want to be a hoarder. I don't want to store up all these old spanners. I just want to take what I want, then pass it on to the next person to have a sift through. 2 boxes to go, and the mystery. There's 2 hand saws here. They've been really nicely kept. Here's where it gets really exciting. I need this, I think. But this one is a smaller one, Spear & Jackson. And this one is a larger, brass-backed Spear & Jackson. So we're off to a good start. 2 small vintage spirit levels. So where's your money? Is the Starrett 2mm off over 130mm? Or is this? These boxes I love because that shows someone cares for their tools. I do need a hatchet where the head falls off precariously. Yep, keep. Anybody who's going to put their tools in a plastic box, to me, is going to have good quality tools. We got pincers, pliers, long nose pliers, more pliers, don't know. So many things. Yeah, that's a keeper box. This last one, twist drills. Look at that little box. And it does what it says on the tin. Load of wood drills, a rule plug. Let's pack up this lot. We're on to our last box before we open the mystery. Let's dig in, straight in. Right, a square. Is it a square? Yes, an axe where the head doesn't fall off. Now I love a spoke shave. I like this. Oh, I like this a lot. And this is, don't know. Oh, I'll keep that. Stanley 64 spoke shave. Like a ray gun. A soldering gun? What is in the roll though? Oh, I was hoping for something more exciting. Oh, that's quite a big one. Wow. Hang on. It's got something in it. We've got to do that face that they always do. Oh, it is full of rubbish. What is that? It's like a torture device. There's kind of a lip under here. Is that the smallest hand plane? Here's a fork. It wasn't my Storage Wars moment. So this is the best of the bunch of the second lot, and I've had to be quite ruthless. I'm going to show you in a minute everything that I've turned down. Some of it's obvious, some of it's not, but I've picked the best bits for myself. This is everything that we've had to wade through to get to those good bits. That is just a load of rubbish. And of course the messy one is here, laid out on the table, covered in oil. There's nothing here that is for me. So this here is the slightly better not keeping it box. So all the things that I delved through on the video that you saw, so that is a lot. And it's all going back, so someone else can pick through it. I've taken a good amount of time to look into all of the items that I've put to one side as the keepers, and I can tell you what I think they're worth. This is the number 7 Stanley Bailey that we found. As we established, the iron is in awful condition. There's probably about another 5 sharpens left on that, and then it's done. The irons are interchangeable between the 4.5 and the 7. So if, like me, you got yourself a 4.5 in terrible state, welded back together in the middle, that happens to have a half decent iron in it, you could switch the iron into this, and between the two you can make one solid plane. Is it any good? Well, I've done nothing else to it. I've done no work on it, and let's just give it a shot. So it works great. I haven't even really fine-tuned the iron, I haven't cleaned up the base, I haven't flattened it, I've done no extra work to it, and already I am seriously happy with my purchase. Value I think is between about 120 and maybe 165 pounds. While we're talking hand planes, let's go through the others. As we established already, both of the bases are damaged, they've been welded back together. I don't know how flat they are, but value for money, to me that's very, very, very low. As far as value to me, well, there's a lot of parts in here that can still be used. You've got 2 cap irons, you've got 2 chip breakers. The last one is one of the coolest little planes that I've ever seen. This is made in England and it is just so interesting. I valued it, you can pick it up for around £25. What you want to know is, does it work? Look at that! Well, it struggles, but that's not bad. I don't think my block plane gets any better than that, to be honest. That is a cheap Amazon one though. Let's talk vices for a minute. We seem to have 2 very different vices in this lot. One, a simple bench vice. This though, this is a mini vice. Clamp it onto the edge of your bench, and then there's a little anvil, and you've got the jaws. I think it's a watchmaker's vice maybe. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, pop it in the comments. A tenner at a push. This, I've seen these online for about £25 with very little cleanup done to them. These 2 tenon saws are lovely. I reckon you could probably get them to do a good job for you right now. I got very lucky in this lot in the sense that I need these. I'm quite fascinated by this spirit level that was in there. It is an Elvictor spirit level. This has got a decent amount of age to it, yet I don't think it's seen a day's work in its life. You can probably get about £20 for it. Now these little spirit levels, I have to confess, are a small addiction of mine. I love the sliding screen on the front that protects the bubble. I think that's beautiful. It's a really nice feature. I haven't seen it on many, between £10 and £15 each. I was minutes away from throwing this away. But what it is a paraffin can. I think it's an Esso paraffin can, somewhere in the 1950s. Places like Etsy, eBay, they're picking up 20 to £25. Now the Stanley number 64 spoke shave. This one has had a lot of use, not much love probably, but it's sharp and it'll do a job. I'm going to hang on to it. I've said that about everything, haven't I? This is probably about £20, I'd have thought. At the time of unboxing, I had no idea that these were even linked. And they're more metalworkers tools, but you put whatever you want to clamp in there, and then you get this stirrup shaped object and then screw it down until it's clamped in place. I saw a nice set of these selling for about £25. If anybody has any other uses they use for these in the wood shop, let me know. But this, I love. And it's only because of the mechanical nature of it and the tactile feel of it. I don't even know if it's worth anything. I've got a load of pliers and screwdrivers, mini screwdrivers. I don't intend on hoarding all of this stuff. I intend on taking out what I need and what I can use in my workshop, and then the rest of it I'm going to put back into the auction with no reserve and just let someone else pick their way through it. I hope somebody else will get it for a really good price, and then they can use it in their woodworking to enhance what they're doing. This little beauty has really intrigued me. So I watched a couple of channels on how to do it up. I just used my number 5 plane to get the base flat, and I used it on the sides to get rid of a lot of the dirt that was on there. Now I wouldn't normally have taken as much off because I like to leave a bit of the history in it, but unfortunately it was covered in oil. So I couldn't really sand it off very easily, so I just took it down to this bare wood. I ground the iron down with sandpaper and with diamond stones with very low grit until I got an edge on it. And apart from that, I was just very excited to see if it worked. And it did. I don't know if it's got any value. I don't care. I really like it and it has a place in my workshop. I don't intend on doing any logging anytime soon. So sadly, this is going to have another use. I wonder if I could maybe stick letters to it to make a nice sign. As far as value goes, I don't know, there's probably £20 in it. I confess, when I was packing everything into the car, I did see these on the top and I smiled because somebody has taken a lot of time to clean the edges up on them. And that showed me that one at least of these boxes had to be from someone who loved their tools. And that made me very happy because it gave me a little bit of confidence that maybe I wasn't going to lose my money. This one and this one together, I mean, they're probably about £15 each. So all in all, what started off a little worrying, genuinely so, finished, I think, really well. I've had a lot of fun. I've got some tools to do up and work on, which I get really excited about because I'm weird like that. But I don't feel like I've thrown money away. What I feel like I've done is I've given myself every opportunity to put some more tools into my workshop without actually blowing the budget. I do have to find places for them as well. So the next one that I'm going to do is going to be about storage in this workshop. I think you're going to like that one. But until then, why not check out this video about some of the tools you might already have and others that you might be interested in. I'll see you over there.